Good morning, everyone. Another sunrise chat. Oh, God, it's bright. Let me get everything set up here. Okay, the audio sounds good. You always have to check your audio, everybody. And the easiest way to check what your stream looks like is just pull your YouTube channel up. I have 3 monitors here in front of me and a television above me, all of them that are hooked to my PC. I have my left monitor here, so I can just turn and look and make sure everything is looking good. I've seen so many people doing live streams and they don't realize that their stream is looking like garbage. And if you've only got a laptop, you've obviously got a phone. Pull it up on your phone. Make sure the audio sounds good. Make sure the video looks good. Make me a cigarette here. If you want to donate to the channel, my Cash App is right there. Oh, that's the only thing bad about this using the Fox 10 thing is it stops every now and then. And again, this is Fox 10 Phoenix. But when I checked it earlier, I was like, oh, it's going to be a pretty sunrise. And that is Chase Field in front of you, where the Diamondbacks play. And if you're wondering why the roof looks like that, that's because the roof opens up. There's a little story about Chase Field. That roof is white. Well, it's supposed to be white. They spent a whole bunch of money several years ago to clean it, make it all white again. And then a couple of days later, we had a really bad dust storm, and it just made it all dirty again. Oh, there goes my neighbor to work. He is a really hard working man. Chase Fields in Phoenix, Arizona. You're in downtown Phoenix looking east. That's the one thing that I'm going to miss when I move. I'm going to miss having awesome neighbors. If I need help doing anything, all I got to do is go knock on the door, and he's right there. I'm not any kind of sports fan. I think they're all overpaid, and they're not as good as what everybody thinks that they are, because they're literally playing the game that all of us as kids played. When I was in high school, my high school varsity basketball team would score easily 100 points during a game. The tallest kid on the team was 6'2". So why doesn't these basketball players, these pro ones, score 200 points a game? Most of them are 6'5" or taller. They're professionals. It's the same for any sport. It's just you're paying these people hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars to play a game that we all played as kids without the fancy courts or fields or gear or shoes or anything. But yeah, with all this cloud cover we had this morning, sunrise should be pretty epic. Now the Chase Field here, where the Diamondbacks play, and Cardinal Stadium, where the Arizona Cardinals play. I think it's called State Farm Stadium. Those are both really awesome because of how the stadiums are made, especially the Cardinal Stadium because of the roof opening. This is the view from the basically right across the street from the Cardinal Stadium. Like if this camera turned, you would see Cardinal Stadium. And this camera shot is probably, well, let's look it up. How far is the Arizona Cardinal football stadium from downtown Phoenix?
The drive from downtown Phoenix to State Farm Stadium is 16.5 miles.
16.5 miles. I don't even want to see how far my home is, because I live way out in the East Valley, like way out in the East Valley. No, that's understandable. I was trying to get this set up because I knew that they were going to turn the camera. And 2 seconds prior to me hitting the go live button, they turned the camera. I've lived in Arizona for like 24 years now. I love this state. I was a truck driver for 5 years, so I've driven in every damn state. And the first time I came to Phoenix, I was shocked because I was under the assumption and everybody else that Phoenix is just a sandy desert. Well, you can see from the stream here that we got mountains everywhere. I've been asked if I would ever move from Phoenix. If I move from Phoenix, I'm still staying in Arizona, but I will be moving to Sedona, Arizona. Probably the hands down the most beautiful city in the U.S. I would love to live in Flagstaff, but with my health problems, that ain't happening. And I know everybody's like, health problems. Well, you're sitting there smoking a cigarette. Yep. Both my primary care doctor and my cardiologist know that I smoke. I need to stop, but I don't gamble. I don't do anything except this. So I don't drink. I had to stop drinking when I had my second stroke because it's a little unnerving and eye-opening when your doctor says stop drinking or you will die. So I haven't had a drink since 2018. Now, if you've never seen it, there's a iconic video of the Diamondbacks pitcher at the time, Randy Johnson, I think was his name. He threw a pitch and hit a bird with a pitch. All you saw was him throw, and the bird goes. It was something else, and of course, that's the only thing he's known for. It is the only thing he's known for. Yes, I know it's sensitive content. I think the whole damn internet's just too sensitive. But here I will pull it up here in case no one's seen it. Okay, here's the iconic pitch, the one that Randy Johnson is known for. Not pitching, strikeout games, none of the other stuff. Just this. And everybody, that was a bird. Keyword was. And poof, bird is gone. And that catcher is like, what the heck? Yeah. That was something else. But out of all the stuff that Randy's done, it's the only thing that he's known for is hitting a bird, and he didn't mean to do it. And I bet if you tried to throw something the size of a bird across where somebody's pitching, the chances of them hitting that bird are maybe 2%. I wish I could do the sunrise from my apartment here, but I'm I'm on the first floor. There's no second floor above me, and how my apartment complex is set up, I don't want to go up to the second floor because it's not a shared second floor for everybody just to go up on. Like when you go up to the second floor, you're basically on someone's patio. But yeah, it's going to be a pretty morning. Maybe we will get that iconic Arizona state flag sunrise. That would be awesome to see. I've seen it like four or five times. And what I'm talking about is that's where they got the inspiration for the Arizona state flag. And it only lasts for a few minutes. And it's just funny for everybody to come out wherever they're at and look. Because it takes the perfect weather, the perfect cloud cover for that to happen. And it'll just be rays of the sunrise going up through the clouds. One of these days, if I can ever get this channel monetized, which I think that YouTube has deemed me unmonetizable for whatever reason, they still haven't given me a reason, that I want to live in downtown Phoenix. There's a 30-story high-rise apartment building. And yes, it's expensive to live there, but the views are amazing, especially if you get an end unit, because then you got views for two different ways. And there's a pool on the roof that any resident can use. Yes, supposedly we're supposed to be getting some weather in, like Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Which everybody knows that if it rains here and I'm not sleeping when it's doing it, I will be doing a video of it raining. This time I won't use my wireless mic. I'll use my big Rode mic to catch the sound. That's one of the cool things about living here is basically right across the parking lot from my front door is covered parking. So it's that sound of rain on a tin roof. Sounds awesome. And I know everybody's like, but Broken, you're a news and politics channel. I'm a whatever I want to put up channel. Because it seems like no matter what I put up on my channel, people watch. Like the video I just did of cooking a pizza. That pizza was delicious. DiGiorno chicken bacon ranch stuffed crust pizza. Ooh, it was good. When I grabbed it, my wife looked at me. She was like, ranch on a pizza? And I'm like, yes, ranch on a pizza. And she was all like, is there anything you won't eat on a pizza? And I'm like, and anchovies. She goes, so pineapples? I'm like, yeah, it's called a Hawaiian pizza. I've been asked if there was only one meal I had to eat for the rest of my life, what would it be? Pizza. Because there's so many different types of pizza. So many. So many different, kinds of pizza from, all the different brands you can go to the store and buy, to mom and pop places that have probably some of the best pizza I've ever had. You got well, there's one place my wife got a gift card at her job to California Pizza Company. We were all excited. We were getting to try bougie pizza. And well, we got two pizzas. We got a pepperoni sausage and we got a su- supreme pizza. Needless to say, we took a couple bites and they went in the trash can. That was some of the most disgusting pizza I've ever had. California Pizza Company. Ugh. I mean, I would rather go to CC's Pizza, a pizza buffet, and eat their pizza. It was just, it was the worst pizza I've ever had. What me and probably every other Gen Xer would love to happen is Pizza Hut go back and buy their old, you know, stores because everybody knows no matter what business is in it, that iconic roof shape, that's a Pizza Hut, and bring back Pizza Hut how it was when we were all kids. Now there is some around the U.S. They're called Pizza Hut Classics, but they're few and far between. We have a Pizza Hut buffet here. I'm gonna go try one of these days. My wife's not a pizza fan anymore because she gets heartburn so easy now. If you're wondering why the camera changed, that is the ISO changing. The camera lens is getting more light in it. I see so many videos online of people just using their camera, whether it be their cell phone or a big camera, in auto mode, and the ISO changes all the time, especially if they're outside. I use manual mode so I can lock down everything. And from what I've seen of these big expensive cameras, you can film the same exact stuff, the same quality on a iPhone or a Samsung Galaxy. Now I'm not talking the A series Galaxy phones. I'm talking the OG S series. Because Samsung does make a cheap line of Galaxy phones that personally I wouldn't own. My wife's not a Samsung Galaxy fan. So when she went and got a new phone, she got the Rebel 7, which she loves. I took over her phone. And yes, it's got a pink case on it. We haven't ordered a case for it yet. I have a case in my Amazon cart. But I know everybody's weirded out about this, but I have 2 cell phones because I don't just make content for YouTube. I make content for Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Like I have a whole closet here full of tripods and lights and everything. I think I have 6 tripods because each one serves a specific function. And I know it might sound like I'm bragging, but my wife is awesome about stretching a dollar for a city block. So we do a lot of thrift store shopping. Like one of my tripods paid $10 for. It's an $80 tripod. It didn't have the little mount that you screw onto the camera. You can buy universal mounts for tripods on Amazon. Now I wish last Wednesday I would have taken my tripod with me, one of them, because filming my granddaughter's kindergarten graduation, holding my lightweight phone above my head for 45 minutes. Oh my God, my shoulders were so sore. As soon as we got back to my daughter's place, I went to my car because I rode with her roommate there. My granddaughter's school is just like 3 blocks down the street. And my daughter was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm grabbing some Tylenol." Because when you get old, there's 2 things you need to keep in your car: a small bottle of Tylenol and a small bottle of Tums. Because if you're out somewhere and stuff starts hurting, if you got it with you, all you got to do is take it. Probably going to be another 10 minutes, and then the sun will be peeking up over the mountains, which that always trips people out here, that there's mountains all over Phoenix. Because everybody thinks the same way that I did when I first came here. That Arizona's just sand. It's not. It's a whole lot of dirt. A whole lot of rocks. Because grass here, you have to plant it every year. You have to plant winter grass so you have a green lawn during the winter. And you still have to mow it. You have to mow here year round. That's why, and you have to water and water a lot. My daughter planted some grass in her backyard. And I was like, you're going to have to water that every single day. Well, she didn't water it for one day when it was super hot. And she almost killed all of her grass. So we have landscape rock everywhere. Now, let me turn this off. Let me make myself bigger. And I will show you the view out my window here. That's landscape rock. And there's people that have told me I can never live there because it's not green. Well, I've never understood the whole thing of working 40 hours a week just so you can, on one of your 2 days off, spend the whole day mowing yard. Like, even if I was rich, I wouldn't have grass. And I would definitely never, ever, ever live in an HOA. There's a whole series on the internet of HOA horror stories. Nope. I would end up in jail. But it's going to be a beautiful sunrise. Let's see what Sedona's looking like. If I ever had the money, I would live here. To just have that view out your window or on your deck or patio. Just amazing. Now let's go take a look at Tippy Down Lake. We got any kayakers out there? Yep. There's one going across now. And you can see in this shot, way out in the west side, in the upper left hand part of your screen, there's mountains there, mountains way up in the north, and then mountains right up in the corner on the right side of your screen. This is a really pretty shot at night, because if you look at this truck sitting on a bridge, there's wire run between all those poles. Those are lights. So let's get back to the sunrise. Let's see what the current temperature is. 74, and the high is supposed to be 97. And Sunday is saying 88 with thunderstorms. Cool. I will definitely film it. Because even though I live in Phoenix, well, in the Phoenix area, I am a huge weather nerd. Like on our next trip to Ohio, I'm going to take a little detour off of Interstate 40 and just east of Oklahoma City, and go to the Twistex Memorial Site. Twistex was a 3-man storm chasing crew that unfortunately met their demise in a tornado. 2 of them got sucked out of the car, and the third one stayed in the car. The car was picked up and tossed a half mile. It was a white Chevy Cobalt. Let me see if I can pull it up here. So let's switch this to here. That is the Twistex Memorial Site. One of them was a husband and his son. And it's just, there's the car that they were in. That car was picked up and tossed a half mile. That is a Chevy Cobalt. They were trying to outrun the Twister, and they didn't make it. That's the car. Probably not the right car to be storm chasing in. Let me pull this up here. Hopefully it pulls up on. There we go. Let me do it from my home address here. I know somebody's going to be like, oh my God, you just doxed yourself. People, I don't live in beer. But you can see that this is Oklahoma City. This is Interstate 40. It's right there. There's a Love's travel stop. This twister was a half-mile wide. Right there. So if you're coming across Interstate 40 in Oklahoma, it's definitely something to us see. Because it's like maybe a mile. Okay, so let's get back to the sunrise for my PTSD ruins everything. And no, I didn't serve in the military. I have PTSD because like 13 years ago, my third wife, the absolute love of my life, died in my arms. Took her last breath as I held her hands. She died of a heart attack. And I haven't been the same since. I don't deal with death well. Like there was a Memorial Day, probably 7 years ago. I think it was 2019. Me and my wife were living in a crappy trailer park downtown Phoenix and had this Vietnam vet neighbor. Total badass. Would give you the shirt off his back if you were, skinny as a fence post as he was. His name was Bill. Dude smoked unfiltered Pall Malls and drank straight black coffee every day. We met one time because the power was out and he had lights on. And I asked him, I'm like, how do you have lights on? He had a power inverter running off a battery. So we just got to talking, and after I had my second stroke, he worked for me for 2 months because I couldn't drive. Like I could probably physically drive, but if I would have gotten pulled over and they ran my license, I would have probably gotten taken to a jail. But every Memorial Day, well, except for this past Monday, I would go up to North Phoenix to the National Memorial Cemetery, go up there and hang out, talk to everybody, pay my respects, and I didn't see Bill that morning. He normally sat outside in a folding chair. I didn't see him, and I was like, So I go up there, do the thing. I had to take the bus all the way up there. I get back, and there's police officers, and Bill's trailer had a sliding door on it, and the door was open, and the people had on respirators. And I walked over there, wanting to see what was going on, and I didn't need to get to the door. I got about 20 feet from the door and knew instantly what had happened. Bill had went to heaven and had died in his trailer, and nobody had been over there for 3 days. If you've ever smelled death, that's a smell you never forget. And come to find out, see, Bill was a Vietnam vet, served eight years in the Army. He was wounded in Saigon. See, I didn't know all this stuff. I knew he was a Vietnam vet and he was in that war, and he served 8 years. See, Bill was a very private man. Like, I probably knew more about him than anybody. And yes, I tried to get him to tell his stories on camera. And he very adamantly said no. I even tried to push the issue, and let's just say Bill was a card-carrying member of the Second Amendment. And I was like, okay, I won't ever bring it up. But we would sit there late at night, like once a week, drinking coffee, smoking cigarettes, and I just listened to his stories, because he was a truck driver for a long time after the military. But come to find out, he was wounded because he was a truck driver and he was trying to get people from the embassy in Saigon to the airport. When the embassy was overran, he got shot in his leg multiple times, still continued to work, still continued to drive a deuce and a half. I can imagine driving a deuce and a half, that big military truck, without having a hole in my leg, and he had multiple ones. I didn't know any of this. Didn't know that he had a Purple Heart. See, Bill didn't even want to wear his Vietnam veteran hat. But anytime we went out, because see, Bill was like 5'5", maybe 130 pounds soaking wet, with his cowboy boots full of water. And I guess, he had dealt with the whole thing when he got back, being called a baby killer and all that stuff. And I would tell him every time we would go anywhere, whether it's going to the gas station or going to get something to eat, you're wearing your Vietnam veteran hat. And he's like, what if somebody says something? I'm like, dude, I'm 300 pounds, 6 foot tall. They ain't going to say shit. Nobody ever did. And when he worked for me, he wore the hat. Because I was like, if you're going to work for me, I'm going to pay you. Which he was like, no, you don't need to pay me. And I'm like, I'm going to pay you whether you want it or not. And you're going to wear your hat. My employees were all like, he's armed. And I'm like, yes, he's the only one of you idiots that I trust to be armed. His everyday carry was a 357. I think it was a Colt. It was a Chicago Police Department sidearm. And you could tell that it had been taken in and out of the holster probably 20,000 times. I asked him one day if it still worked, if he'd ever shot it recently. He said he hadn't shot it in 10 years. So we went to the gun range one day. And it shot just fine. Loud as all get out. But back to the story. So I was up at the National Memorial Cemetery. I probably shot a video there. 2 weeks later, I was back up there because that's Bill's final resting spot. Then 2 years later, my other military friend, I can't think of his name right now. He was a big Mexican guy. He was in the Army for 20 years. He's there. Which every year, when I go up there, I know exactly where their graves are. Oh, his name was Adam. Big Mexican dude. Funny. Oh my God. Every time we would go, because we were both members of the AZ Patriots group here in Arizona. We'd come by and pick me up, and we would go do the stuff. Well, we were the type of guys that fed off of each other. And we like to pick on each other. I don't know how many times police officers, City of Phoenix police officers, told us to calm down. We were both kicked out of the Phoenix City Council meeting, trespassed from the Phoenix City Council meeting, so I can never go back. Trespassed for asking questions that he didn't want to answer. But we would just, oh my God, the stuff that we would do. Like, we should have been arrested many times. Because if we were going somewhere and there were protesters there from the other side, oh my God, we would make them cry. Just with straight facts. And of course, there was Phoenix Police Department there. And it would piss the protesters off when the cops would come up because they'd be all like, oh, look, you're going to get arrested. And we would put our hands behind our back. And the cops would come up, just put a hand on the shoulder and be like, calm down, just walk away, calm down. And the protesters would be like, what the hell? It's like we weren't breaking the law, but we were bending it a whole lot. So let's see, 5 more minutes and I'm going to stop this. I was hoping we'd have a prettier sunrise this morning. But I want to thank everybody that has been in here watching, hearing me ramble. Oh, excuse me. And oh, this isn't a photo here. This is a webcam view. And if you want to donate to the channel, my Cash App is right there. I'm trying to raise like $200 so I can get glasses. Because last summer I had cataract eye surgery. I need glasses. And if you're in Arizona, Southwest Eye Center, they are amazing. I went to the one here in Mesa. Oh, it's absolutely amazing. I will say this. Cataract eye surgery doesn't hurt. I know it's scary. You're thinking eye surgery. But here's one tip. One huge tip about getting cataract surgery. Find a place that will do one eye at a time, because I've heard people say they had both eyes done, and I'm like, then how the hell could you see? Because your eyes are bandaged for 2 days. I still had one eye that I could partially see out of. And be on the day of your surgery. Go pee when you get to the surgery center. I didn't do that because you're on that table for like 2 hours. And well, I'm a 50-year-old man, and after about an hour and 45 minutes, I was all like, can I move? I really need to go pee. Like I was, because they strap your head down and stuff. So finally, I like 5 minutes later, with me, saying, "Hey, I got to pee. Either you get me off of this bench, or I'm going to pee here." They finally, get everything off of me. And I jump up, and I almost fell down because I was dizzy, and I waddled my fat ass over to the bathroom. There was someone in there, and I beat on the door, and I'm like, I'm going to pee on the floor if you don't open this door. And this woman comes out. She's like, I'm sorry. Man, so when you go have your eyes done, go pee as soon as you get there. And if you guys want to know if you have cataracts, basically your vision starts to get cloudy. Like, imagine taking your cell phone and smearing the camera lens. That's what your vision is. It's a lens in your eye that they go in and they take out the cloudy one and they put a new one in. You don't feel it. Probably about the only discomfort of the whole thing was because your face is all taped up and it's going to be swollen, is if you sleep on your side like I do, well, you ain't going to sleep on the side that you got bandages all on. But the best thing you can do to help your eyes is make sure you get polarized sunglasses, not just tinted ones, polarized, and wear them every single time you go outside. What do I mean by polarized? These. See how they have like a mirror tint on them? I bought these at the dollar store. They were like $1.50. Polarized. My other ones that I've been wearing forever were just tinted safety glasses. Living here in Phoenix, being a truck driver for years. Yep. Well, everybody, I think that's gonna be it. So thanks for hanging out. It's time for me to go to bed. Yes, I'm going to bed at 6:00 in the morning. The joys of being medically disabled is you can sleep whenever you want to. The joys of the downfall of being medically disabled is you don't sleep much. So everybody have a great day. Thanks for watching.